And here we go. Streaming, going live.
Warning.
Oh, we're live.
Welcome back to the Disc Dungeon, episode 21.
Guys, episode 21.
Surrealistic or vacation?
What mother... Oh,
Ooh.
wait, is that...
Shut your mouth.
This is not for kids, right?
No.
Okay,
So
cool.
we can get away with shit like that. Don't worry.
Cool, guys. So today's episode, we codenamed it Vacation. We weren't too sure of the name, but we called it Vacation because I'm going on vacation tomorrow. And we've realized that we've been playing a lot of serious and somber music, talking about a lot of heavy topics.
Death and destruction.
You know, and that's not to undermine what's going on. You know, that's not to undermine the protests that are happening. COVID-19 rapidly becoming a thing again. You know, whether you want it or not. You know, we're very well of what's going on, and we think that, you know, maybe some people need to hear some fun, loving, motivational music.
I think so.
Cool.
I think people need to dive down deep into their happy dungeons and just listen to some tunes that groove and relax and take you on a special journey of happiness and fond memories.
And as you can notice, so last week I had no mustache. Now it's growing back.
Yeah.
And this week, though,
I had no glasses.
you had no glasses.
And now I have glasses.
And now you look like Pee Wee Herman's.
I thought I looked like a hipster because I got
bigger
sandals
brother.
on. I got the Rolling Stones tee. Pee Wee Herman's baby brother. God damn it. So we lose the baby face and gain a hipster, not Pee Wee.
That is a bad deal.
I
That's
don't
a
know.
bad deal.
I don't know. Hipsters are cool, man. They're taking over.
Guys, so as always, we put each other on to some albums to listen to.
That's
This
right.
week, I went back to the 60s.
I sent you down deep into the discs to listen to none other than one of my favorite happy time bands, and that is Jefferson Airplane.
Surrealistic Pillow is the name of the album.
Yes.
Released in 1967. Well, first off, let me say that I knew some of these songs already.
Oh, okay.
You know, I obviously, you know, as always, I'm very bad with names, so I didn't know who was singing this music, but specifically the song called "Somebody to Love."
Don't you want somebody to love? Don't you need somebody to love? Sorry.
All right, guys, thank you for coming in. This was a great episode.
And with that, goodbye.
This dungeon is officially closed. we will not be making any more podcasts.
We're not diving deep anymore.
Somebody to Love has always been a song that I knew. I think I've sang it multiple times in my life, and now I know who sings it. And I'm actually really glad you put me onto this band, man.
I love this band.
I was having a lot of fun listening to their music. I wrote down some of the notable ones. So song number 1 right off the bat, that also caught my attention. What's the name of that song? She Has Funny Cars. That one was dope. It's right away all the places they go. So I wrote something interesting. You know, I usually there's a couple things I listen to when I listen to albums. You know, there's you know, is it a concept album? Are there interludes? How's the singing? How's the production? How's the consistency? How does it start? How does it end? How is it in the middle? Right? Because I feel like a lot of times there's certain
It's like, what you got? It's like, yeah, go do it.
down.
Up, down, left, right, key.
This song, out of all the music you've shown me so far, this this album had the first best song.
Really?
Like the way that it started was so perfect because it starts with this energy, and then they pretty much in one song show you what the rest of the album is going to be like.
It's true.
You know, they're gonna be hyper. It's gonna be moving, and then it's gonna go down. It's gonna be loving and soft. It's going to be serious. It's going to be, you know, the harmonies that the female and the male vocalist choose to use too are very interesting. So they do all of that in the first song. And right off the bat, you're like, okay, I know what I'm getting into.
Yeah. You're going on for a music experience that you never knew you were going to be on.
Yeah.
I took you on a magic carpet ride.
Oh, my God. Like, so let me guess. The next thing you're going to say is that.
No, that was it.
Okay. I'm glad.
Subvert expectations.
I'm glad. Very Beatles. Like, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
obviously it's of the era, but like, I was having nostalgic Beatle vibes. In the middle of the album specifically, the middle of the album is where it kind of it really brings it down. And there's this song that starts the middle. It's the fifth song, and I would say that's where like the middle section starts, and it's Coming Back to Me.
Mhm.
Oh, it's so sweet, man. I would dedicate that song to a special person.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Why did we just do that?
I don't know. Is it creepy or was it lovely? I don't know.
I just feel like honestly, I'm just afraid because I feel like people are gonna really know how we act based on these little
Like,
skits that we're doing.
Yeah, these little tidbits.
and I feel like we're
inside.
gonna get less fans because of that.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so at all. I think there are people going to be appreciated. But what's going to happen is that once we get to that next level and people reckon, oh hey, like we're gonna get like sexy mustache man or Pee Wee, like no, I'm not Pee Wee.
I somebody asked me the other day. They're like, do you want to be famous? And I said to them, it's a byproduct. I feel sometimes of putting out really inspirational, like just putting out good music out there. And if you do a good job at marketing it, it's a byproduct of it. You're gonna be famous, right? You're going to be recognized as this person. But with that said, I'm not somebody who's craving the limelight. If anything, I want to be more like Neo. I want to be more like Timbaland, like Sia. These individuals who they're out there, they're famous people, but they're not in the tabloids every week. These are people who are working and influencing music in a big way, yet their personal lives seem to be pretty detached from the celebrity life.
Well, here's the secret. Don't do drugs too much. Don't drink too much. Don't stip your willy in other holes that don't belong to that possession of insertion, and you'll be fine.
I don't know what that last one meant, but I'll make sure I keep my willy nice and tucked.
Yay.
In your mom. Oh,
No. That's not a good place. No? Okay. No. My mom watches the show. She's probably watching now.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. But didn't we have a joke like that before? Like
we did.
Because Bamba, Bamba,
something like that. Sorry, Mama Bamba.
She's probably gonna laugh at it. She's mad chill.
I'm sure you're a very attractive and beautiful woman.
Yeah, my mom.
That is all that I was saying.
Just put like a wig on me, and that's my mom.
Exactly.
Very
that if
good.
you look like if Joe looks anything
awful.
like if Joe looks anything like you,
even have a beard.
All right. White Rabbit, another very cool song. It starts off with this interesting tango feel. Yeah, very James Bond, like James Bond. Casino Royale. He's walking into the casino.
Yeah.
He's scoping out the place, and this is kind of the song you'd be hearing. Doom, 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 doom. Right, and what's her name? The female vocalist. I'll let you pick it up in a sec, but man.
Yeah.
Oh, she's so good, and it's not, because the thing is that there are thousands and thousands of good vocalists out there. There's so many people that have good voices, but when you have a good voice and then your execution and the melodies that you choose to sing are so unique, whoo, yeah, she definitely had me. She had my body parts tingling.
Yeah, she. This album is from 1967, I believe.
Yeah.
They started working on it in 66 and finished it in 67. And you may know Jefferson Starship because they had a lot of 80s hits. So they went away after this and they came back. You don't know them either.
Mm-mm.
Anyway, so they were from California, San Francisco.
Got it. We don't know her name yet.
And her name...
It's all good. The fact is, the point is, look up her name because you guys can do some work too. But the point is that she's dope. And this.
Oh man, I can't pronounce her name. It's Grace Slick and Jorma Kakukun. So let's go with Grace Slick.
Let's go with female vocalist of Jefferson Airplane.
Grace Slick.
Yeah, and so overall, I would say that there are at least 5 hits on this album.
Yeah, Grace Slick. That's the one. Yeah.
And then
I found it.
At the end, they give you White Rabbit and Somebody to Love again, but in mono version. And that was interesting to me because I listened to it and I thought to myself, the stereo versus the mono, there's a big difference.
Well, one thing I love about mono recording,
Uh-huh.
and I don't know if you noticed, especially with the Beatles, is you'll get sounds in one headset, especially when you listen to it on headphones. So that's one of the things that I love.
That's why that's what mono means.
Yeah, it'll bounce around in your head, and I love that. And I think that's a lost art because everybody wants that crisp, clear, unified sound.
Mm. Well, I mean, in stereo, you can also pan instruments, right? So is that what you're referring to? That some instruments coming from the left and some instruments
the vocals bouncing,
or even the vocals that they're coming in.
Right.
Got it. So that's not necessarily mono. That the I don't know. I want you to listen to it. I want a part of, aside from what
and
you
you is the audience because I've listened to this.
Yeah. Well, oh no, I was talking to you actually.
But I've heard it. Yeah.
Which one do you like better?
I like the mono version better.
I like the mono version.
Yeah, the mono version is so dope.
But it's for me, it wasn't about the vocals bouncing. For me, it was that in the mono version, you really got the texture of the instruments and the vocal.
Right.
In stereo, like you said, everything is just kind of
it's unified.
It's like popped. It's
right.
like you make the song and then you add like a popish filter on it to make it mainstream. The mono version was a lot more gritty, and I definitely appreciate the grittiness more.
Yeah. I love the mono version. It's Jefferson Airplane is one of my favorites. I don't really talk about them a lot because they're so popular, and I tend not to go in heavy into the pop music.
Yeah.
But this is one of those that I can't escape because it's so fucking good.
Well, I was gonna say, guys, that this is to wrap up my Limpollo, and I know Joel didn't want me to ever say that again, so that's why I had to say it because I'm that asshole. My rating is a 10, bro.
Woo! I did it.
That's the first 10 I've given on this show.
Yeah.
First 10 because
10.
because that it was popping, man. I mean, I don't 1967, 2020, whatever, man. That was dope. How about you, man? I put you on the Jason Mraz.
Yes. As this one before we jump off into Jason Mraz. I love Jason Mraz. That's going to be the just keep that in mind, keep that in your head. But there's this spot I picked up from Dave Metalman, Life for Music. Grateful Dead's Jerry Garcia. My mom's a big Grateful Dead fan. That's why I had to bring this up. But Grateful Dead's Jerry Garcia helped with the production of this album, and he stated that it's as surrealistic as a pillow is soft. So I always thought that was a very poetic way to talk about this album. And, a nod to my mom who put me onto a lot of great music, including Jefferson Airplane and the Grateful Dead. Do you know the Grateful Dead?
Oh, I know the Grateful Dead.
Okay, cool.
I mean, I know that their following is cult-like.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
crazy.
absolutely. Absolutely. Even after Jerry died, people were still like, let's go see the Grateful Dead.
I've had a Jerry Garcia, a Cherry Garcia before.
Yeah.
That's in homage to the Grateful Dead.
Yeah. I love it. Great band. All right, so you put me on to Jason Mraz. We sing, we dance, we steal things. That's from 2008. And it's ironic that I know only but one song, and the song was I'm Yours. And, that made it to mainstream. That's his big pop hit, and that put him on the map, so to speak. It's a very fun album. It's like flowers, waterfalls, and daydreams. It's a very happy album, and I feel like it's fitting for this episode because we're talking more about happiness. It's a folk cuddle. It's a folk cuddle from a modern songwriter, and it's very sweet. I only knew the radio added. I noticed that there was like a fun scat ending on the "I'm Yours" song that I've never heard before. Listening to this album.
Oh yeah, that's the only version I know.
Yeah, I never heard the version I know is from the radio, and it ends at the last couple of seconds, and you don't hear that scat. Yeah, you never hear that.
Yeah.
And I felt that was a really nice little touch, and I love jazz, especially acid jazz, but like I listen to Joel Vanilla.
Wait, can you explain to the audience what acid jazz is?
Acid jazz is more like electronic jazz, where they're not using
got it.
The
traditional instruments.
Right. They're just kind of like. They're experimenting with like some synthesizer as well as the jazz instruments, but it's not as like chaotic as jazz. It's a little bit more melodic too.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. So I was a highlight for me. The song, I'm gonna go with my favorite songs off this. So keep it simple, keep it stupid.
Keep it stupid.
Keep it stupid. Butterfly is my favorite song off.
Yeah,
this.
Butterfly is pretty good, man.
Butterfly is like it's like a melody and it has a saxophone. So though it's my favorite song, it reminds me of my dad a little bit. I don't really have a good relationship with my father. I don't speak to him. We haven't spoken to each other in like 5 years. But every time I hear saxophone, I think of him because he was a saxophone player, and that's how he scooped my mom off the feets. So every time I hear saxophone, I think of my dad.
Mama Pombo.
Mama Pombo.
It was the sax.
It was a sexy sax. So yeah, it probably wasn't.
Please take your mom's advice. Don't do that.
yeah, totally. But I still adore the saxophone. The melody, it would always be like sexy or fun sax, and I love it. And I really dug that song. He really got into some deep tones that I really appreciated, and melodies. I thought the lyrics were really well written. He's a great songwriter.
Very good songwriter.
I feel like there's a heavy influence from Cat Stevens even with
Cat
this guy.
Stevens.
Yeah,
I have to look that up.
Oh, you don't know Cat Stevens?
No.
All right, we'll talk about that later because there's something else I want to put you on. But yeah, I just absolutely love that. I love Lucky. That's a great song.
Lucky I'm in love with my best friend.
Yeah, it's such a like fun little love song, a little ditty that I can almost hear like a Sinatra-esque thing going on because he used to do a couple of duets back years ago. And
did you by any chance check any of his live things out? Anything he did live?
Jason Mraz?
Yeah.
No, I have not.
So Jason Mraz went on tour with literally just a Hawaiian dude.
Okay.
Who played the guitar and ukulele.
Okay.
And he played the guitar and his classical guitar, and that's it. Between them two, that's the whole.
Really? And they sang Lucky and
sang.
Oh no, I got something else.
I don't know about Lucky, but they sang pretty much every song, man, and they're just by themselves phenomenal. You know, like that's how you can tell if an artist is of that caliber.
Yeah.
If you give them an instrument, their voice, and they're still able to wow you and just soak up the presence of that room, man, Jason Mraz is on a different level. And he actually, while writing this album, he took a music hiatus for about a year, traveled the world, and he says he found himself. He says he really did find his music and the purpose of his music in that journey.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, world travel is very like eye-opening. I've been to a lot more countries than I ever expected. I didn't leave the United States till I was like 30. And
wow.
Yeah, and everybody goes, "What? Really?" It's like, yeah.
That's pretty big.
Actually, it even gets sadder. I've never left the East Coast until I was 30. I still haven't gone west, so that's my next thing in life is to journey west.
Oh, okay. I haven't been west either.
No,
I've only been.
You went to Mexico.
That's not west, bro.
Yeah, it is. It's southwest, but it's west.
No.
But
I'm
west
talking
United
about,
States.
Yeah, I'm talking about
gotcha.
anything outside of the realm of the Americas.
Yeah.
I've been to Mexico. I've been to Montreal and Colombia.
Oh wow.
That's it. So I'm with you there.
Yeah.
I still have like the rest of my life has to be
more traveling.
It just has to be a lot of traveling, man. I need to see things.
Yeah. So I totally get that full inspirational passage in your life. When you start to see the rest of the world, you'll get like an amazing view as to how everything comes together, not the way you knew, and just how even as simple a thing as eating is changed when you start to travel.
I mean, I'm glad you brought that up. Yesterday, I was watching this new document. No, it's not really a documentary. It's a show on Netflix starring Zac Efron.
Yes.
And he was, the first episode was in Iceland. The second episode was in France.
Which I've been to.
And in France, you know, in the episode about France, they're talking about water. They're talking about the mineral water, the marketing scheme behind purified water and how that's not good for you.
Right.
And just like you said, you go there and something as simple as water is completely different.
Yep.
And I remember going to Colombia after not going there for 15 years and getting extremely sick simply because I was just drinking water that my body wasn't used to.
Wow.
So
yeah. That's amazing. I mean, another amazing thing is like when we went to Iceland, when we took a shower in Iceland, the water has a smell to it, and it's not a terrible smell. It's sulfur. And that's because Iceland is it's a volcanic island, but it's also a giant their water's super fresh because it's basically an ice cap melting and giving you water. So it was so crisp. Like when we drank from, the tour guide said, "Hey, come to this river, come over here with me, get a bottle of water, dump out that water, and then scoop this up and taste it. And I was like, okay.
It's probably tasted
Yeah,
disgusting.
taste this water. Like,
Right?
it came from my toilet.
Taste it.
And it was amazing. Like, it was by far the greatest water I've ever tasted in my life. So
Okay.
I'll go out and I'll buy Icelandic water when I go buy a bottle of water.
Oh.
Yeah, if it's available.
I like Icelandic
yogurt.
Greek yogurt. Yeah.
Yogurt is bananas. It's probably goat yogurt too, because they don't really have cows in Iceland.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
whatever it is, it has a lot of protein. It's thick.
Oh,
So I don't like runny yogurt. I like thick.
he likes it thick, ladies and gentlemen.
Thick yogurt.
Another another great song off of the album from Jason Mraz is the Coyote, and it threw me off because most of the songs were so like lovey-dovey and carefree, and folky. Then this one got into like an ebb of R&B, and he even has like spoken word in the beginning, and there's some piano that just drips into it. It's a very well organized song. I thought it was just beautiful.
The arrangement was...
Yeah, the arrangement was just magnificent, you know.
Cool.
So this one it's got all the nice faucets. I'm probably going to listen to the rest of his repertoire. Facets, excuse me. I'm probably going to listen to the rest of his repertoire. Thanks for calling me out there. Because I really want to see what else he can do and what other
listen to the album
do.
he released before this album, so you can get a good sense of where he was with his record label and where his record label was taking him,
right,
and where he decided to go when he came back.
Gotcha.
I think that'll be really interesting for you to see.
Yeah, the growth
and
dynamic change.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of growth, Jason Mraz played a part. I wouldn't say a crazy part, but he played a part in my development of music.
Interesting.
Yeah, and this by the way, this section is called "Music Saved My Life."
Okay.
Pause for the plugin.
Oh.
But
music saved my life. Pause.
So there was an individual. His name is David. And he gifted me my first guitar. At this point, I was in my first year of college. I was already singing a lot. I still hadn't decided that music was something I was going to do seriously, that I was going to dedicate my life to it. At that point, I was just really, I honestly, I loved doing it, and I loved the attention, right? Just all of a sudden being this person who can sing and who can grab your attention just by singing to you. As a kid, I was like, oh man,
here we go.
So he gives me my first guitar. It's a classical guitar. So that's the first thing that's similar to Jason Mraz, because Jason Mraz actually had, he spoke about it one time where he said, I would play with the acoustic, and the acoustic sound is something that's very mainstream and people want. But when I really learned how to play the classical guitar, I only play that now, because the tone and when you know how to play the classical guitar well, there's sounds that you can get from that you can't from an acoustic. And on top of that, when mixed with a vocal, with just an acapella,
yeah, it's
a beautiful sound.
It's a wonderful harmony.
Yeah. And in turn, it helped me with the learning curve behind learning a guitar. Because if you don't know, when you're playing an acoustic guitar, they're metal strings, so your fingers are going to bleed eventually. If you're doing it right,
I've got blisters on my fingers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you're doing it right, you're going to get blisters and you're going to bleed because you're going to be playing a lot. But with nylon strings, you're still going to get calluses, but it's not going to be as bad. And so I feel like that experience helped me go more into learning the guitar, because it was pleasant. It was pleasant to play with the nylon. The other thing about a classical, let me cough first.
By the way, I give the album that we just listened to a 9.
Oh, you gave it a 9?
I gave it a 9.
He gave it a 9.
Yeah.
That sucks, man, because I gave mine a 10.
No, that's great, because I've been bombing the last couple of ones. I got like a 5 out of one of them, didn't I?
I'm a little disappointed.
No, it was amazing. It was amazing. I just needed some cowbell. I mean, Jefferson Airplane had cowbell.
I wrote that in one of my notes. One of those songs, all I could think of was the cowbell in the back. Ding, ding, ding,
yeah,
ding,
it had
ding.
everything.
I was like, too much cowbell.
I needed some cowbell.
The other thing about a classical guitar is that traditionally the classical guitar neck is thicker than an acoustic guitar.
Okay.
So when you're playing an acoustic guitar, you're able to, like, I don't know if you guys can see me here, but like you're able to wrap, and I have small hands. I don't have big hands. You're able to exactly
Monster Pombo hand.
monster.
Monster.
You're able to wrap your hands around the neck easily on an acoustic guitar. On a classical guitar, it's wider, so you're kind of holding it like more like this, and the neck sometimes is thick as well. So what that helped me with was being able to reach farther distances, because when I finally made it over to an acoustic guitar, those distances weren't as bad anymore. It was pretty easy to reach what I needed to on an acoustic guitar. So just a little story for you guys. That's how it started. He gave me this guitar. I started playing around, and this really developed my songwriting, because at this point now I have this instrument that I'm learning. Jason Mraz's "I'm Yours" song was essentially on my playlist, and I was, it was around that time too. It was 2008, so 2009 is when I'm talking about. The song is popular. I'm looking it up on ultimateguitar.com. Shout out to you guys, because a lot of people are learning just by knowing where you place your fingers, and that's it. And that was one of the songs I played. It sounded really nice when I sang it alone.
Mm-hmm. You think it would sound nice if I sang it?
I think anything sounds nice if you sing it.
That's very nice of you. My mother says otherwise. Hey, I just want to do a big shout out to Thomas Matke. Thanks for stopping by into the Disc Dungeon.
Hey, Tom.
And I hope you subscribe to the channel and come back and share this lovely show with your friends.
Yeah.
So, I really am glad I got to listen to Jason Mraz. I usually get jaded because if a song gets super popular, I try to avoid it because I'm that douche. And I'm that music snob. But I really love the story of your friend David and you coming into the guitar. And it shows up a lot in your music, too, which is dope, because I love the fact that you have an appreciation for actual instruments and just don't base everything on the old synth. Even though I'm a big synth head. Yeah.
Well, no, I mean that's the thing. Even before producing and playing my first MIDI instrument, I was way into playing the guitar, singing. I was in a choir.
Oh shit.
You know what I mean? I was playing with live bands. This is all before I went in and started doing, making arrangements myself. So 100%. There's just no compare. I mean, to me, they're two different realms now. You either like the sounds that synths make, or you're a fiend and a fanatic of acoustic live instruments, or you like both. You like a little bit of both. Who knows? But they live in different realms. I'm not of that breed that's like, live instruments are so much better. And I mean, how can you say that? Music is so. I mean, as you see from this show, music is different for everybody. So
yeah, everybody gets their own flavor from it.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, Thomas, and we're glad you enjoy it. And if you guys listening on the podcast only, be sure to stop by to the YouTube. You get special treats. And Thomas, so I hope you check out the actual podcast where you get actual music treats in that vein. So this week, music saved my life. I was originally going to put you onto one of my favorite and happy, because we were, this is an uplifting, upbeat episode of The Dungeon. And I was going to put you onto Zindada Mandada. It's a Police album, but I kind of felt that you might be a bit stung listening to my constant love of Sting and the Police.
See, the thing is that when he says puns like this, what I start to think is about this sad man who's sitting at home.
Oh, Jesus.
I know, I'm sorry. I'm being really, 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 really bad right now. But he's trying to find how to put Sting in there.
No, that's not what it's natural. It's a natural, like.
Oh, Sting is just naturally in your life?
Naturally, it's in my blood, man. Might not be his son, but, like, I feel like he adopted me somehow, musically.
Aw, okay. I feel bad now.
And it's funny we mentioned the Police. It was Stuart Copeland's birthday this weekend.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to him. That's the drummer from the Police. And, Zindada Mandada is my happy place song. It was the bonding between my uncle and I when I was a kid. The song Bombs Away specifically. It's a geopolitical album, because initially you're thinking, wow, this is just such a upbeat. It's actually a whole album of Tricks of the Keys, because all the songs are so upbeat and happy, almost into the ska realm, that I just remember bouncing around in his big pickup when he would pick me up from elementary school, and when he would take me to the store, would run errands, and then we would play that, and I would just bounce around in the car. I love that song, Bombs Away. To this day, every time Bombs Away is on, I always have happy and fond memories in my childhood with my uncle and my mom and my aunt and my grandmother. So once that's on, it's like, oh, yay, happy time. So Bombs Away is actually, like I said, a geopolitical song. It's about, corruption and government and governance. And then you have songs like Man in a Suitcase and Canary in a Coal Mine. And though a lot of the songs have like a real darker tone, like Canary in a Coal Mine is like the way, I don't know why I'm doing that. You did it, so I'm following suit. But we're also on Instagram Live. We're like really getting out there.
Wait, hold up. So if you guys want to, if you're on YouTube, stay where you are.
Yeah.
If you want to find another way to get more information about us, check out at Disc Dungeon.
And that's the Instas.
That's the Instagram. Right now, I'm live on my personal account, which is at Julian Valencia _. And if you wanted to follow my man's Joe over here,
it's tobeseen.com, just like the freaking YouTube that you're listening to now. I don't know why I stumbled on that. But the number 2, BESCENE, to be seen. So, yeah, I mean, I just dive down deep into the depths of the Sonata Madata. And Canary in a Coal Mine, like I was talking about, they would send canaries into coal mines to see if the air was good. And if the canary was dead, then they knew the air wasn't good. So I was like, oh, that's so messed up.
Wow. Talk about experimenting on animals.
Yeah, and then when you hear that song, Canary in a Coal Mine, and it's just such a fun and upbeat song. You're nowhere near thinking about, like, dead-ass birds,
Yeah.
But, yeah, and then, which brings me back to Britain and a group that I'm going to put you on to next week, and that's a remaster, because I gotta give you props, man. There was a 90s album that I loved called Protection by this group, Massive Attack. I'm throwing you back on Massive Attack. This is super early.
Massive Attack
is the group. Mezzanine is the album that I'm putting you on to.
Okay.
And the reason why I'm doing that is I actually went back into the earlier episodes because, I have to drive to do shoe fittings. And I'll get into that another time. But that came up, and there's a remix album that just dropped, and they're throwing out a new EP at the same time.
Okay.
And the song Protection came on, and I was like, uh-oh, let me turn my speakers down, because you had said, oh, they probably just didn't master it right, or it was some engineering thing.
Okay.
Because Protection used to always blow out the speakers of my friends' cars. I love the bass on that. It's so deep. And I thought that, this is going to mess up my car, but it didn't. And I noticed it was a remaster. So I was like, shit, Julian was 100% right. They didn't master this right. So now it's remastered, and it sounds amazing, and it didn't blow out my speakers. So
well, that sucks for everybody's. I wonder if they got sued for that.
I don't. Probably not. Probably people didn't get it. They were just like, man, this is great music, and like carried on.
This music is so good, it blew out my speakers.
Yeah, I want to buy another one.
I feel honored.
Yeah. Well, kudos to you for that tidbit, and that's good to
man.
know. So, and I just really want you to listen to Mezzanine. It's a
remind me, Massive Attack is a heavy band. They're like
they're like, they have some riffs that are really heavy. You'll find them on the Matrix, literally on the Matrix soundtrack. So that's where you might know them from. They have a couple of songs, one song on that soundtrack, but they also have like some music that they worked with, like Madonna and Babyface, and
got it.
Yeah, they've done a lot of great R&B and electronica work, and I find them to be, to me personally, they're the founders of trip hop, because they have that melodic mix between jazz, hip hop, and pop music. So
yeah, I this week I wanted to change things up a bit. So I'm usually putting you on to, I would say, melodic music, like usually where the lead singer or lead singers are where the spotlight is on them and their music is just accompanying them. This time I'm going to put you on to something that has no lyrics, that has no vocals at all.
It's EDM? Is that what they're?
No, it's not EDM either. So this is a group called they're called Rodrigo y Gabriela.
Oh,
so
they're Spanish?
Yes,
Sweet.
They're Mexican. Rodrigo and Gabriela, for those of you who need the English
Rodrigo and Gabriela.
Rodrigo and Gabriela. They're two classical guitar players, right? But they have electric classical guitars, so they add a lot of like rock type of sounds.
Fun,
a lot of like grit to their music. And that's it. It's two guitars with some instrumentation in the back.
This is going to be a fun dive.
Yeah, the name of the album is called 1111.
1111. Okay. Ironically, there's a guy named Mars Lazar that I listen to, very electronic, and I think he has an album called 1111.
So if I had to give you a preview, I would say that Rodrigo and Gabriela are the acoustic version of Metallica.
Oh,
with no vocals.
Wow. All right,
you're intrigued?
Enjoy that. I'm super intrigued.
Okay,
yeah.
good. I thought that would be intriguing to you.
All right, so we're gonna cut off to our next section, Behind the Beat. That was good, right?
That was good. I did the sigh to like make pretend like I didn't like it, but I liked it.
Well, I mean, for those of you that don't know, Thomas, that we have these little pauses because we have a music engineer in the great country of the British Kingdom, United Kingdom, UK, and he's actually in London, right? Is he in London?
He's in London.
Yeah, he's in London.
Yeah.
He's our mix master, and his name is Joel. He's part of the Audios group. And I'd like to let you go into this section Behind the Beat and let you talk more about Audios.
Behind the Beat. Guys, so again, like he was saying, Joel is the third member of our company, Audios. Our company is comprised of Joel, our audio engineer, Henry, which is our musician. He's classically trained as well. He pretty much plays anything that you give him. And third, me, which I consider myself an artist producer, which Joel is as well. I'm somebody who, just basically lived the artist life up until I decided that I needed to add production and I needed to be able to produce music for artists as well because I wanted to be involved in a different way. The three of us came together. We formed a company called Audios. You can find us on Instagram at madebyaudios.com. So made by audio with an S. And we develop artists. We produce music for artists. We'll take you from A to Z. You can come in with an acapella, a voice note that you want to do, and we will make the music for it. We'll help you produce it. We will take you all the way to a mastered product, and on top of that, help you with marketing, cover art, getting the song the exposure that it needs, setting it up for success. In other words. In this case, this episode, this dungeon is engineered by Joel. He's done a great job at making us sound very nice
and streamlining us. He's always given us notes and tidbits to. Damn it, guys! I done told you.
Yeah, we tell you guys that we always want your comment and your feedback because we take it and we try to be better. And Joel, being somebody who hears every single episode because he's producing it, he gives us a lot of tips, and we're very grateful for him.
Absolutely. What a dude.
For putting
and I've known Joel, and the secret to the sauce here is I've known Joel for over 20 years, and by effect, I actually knew you. We didn't know it, but
yes,
we worked in the mall together, and you worked at the Sprint stand and at the
I worked at the Sprint stand. I worked at Friedman Marketing.
Friedman
surveys.
Marketing. That's what it was. Yeah.
I worked at Hot Topic too.
Oh wow! So I definitely because I was always in Hot Topic.
Yeah. I started at Hot Topic. I worked when what was that tall lady with the blonde hair with all the tattoos? What was her name?
Yeah. Oh man.
Brittany or Stephanie. I want to say she had a very white. Sorry, guys.
She had a Caucasian.
She was very Caucasian.
Yeah. Wow, so the Galleria is bringing people together for over 35 years.
Yeah, the Galleria. So the Galleria in White Plains, New York.
Is it still there?
It's a ghost town now. Yeah. Like, it's a lot of stores that are closed. Hot Topic is still there, by the way.
Dope.
So yeah, the Behind the Beat section, we talk about artists. Last week we had a special artist who talked during this episode. But we usually just talk about the music that Audios has been doing. This week we finished 2 huge EPs, Aston and Elder. Both of them came to us. Aston came to us simply to record his vocals, and he had this guy I think recorded about 8 songs with us. Elder, on the other hand, came with us with more recording and production needs as well. But both of those artists at this point this week, we wrapped them up. They are now in the mixing and mastering state, which is we consider post-production. In other words, off of my hands at this point. I gotta say, we're happy. They're happy, and we can't wait to show you the finished product once it's out there. We've also been told that the audience likes to hear some of this music in show. So I have 2 songs. These songs are, the first one is called I Like It. And this is just a fun song. It's a fun song. It's an end of the summer song. You're going to bump to it. You're going to dance to it. And then we have a second song, which is a little more laid back. It still has a summery vibe to it, and it's in Spanish. So
Dope.
do a little twist there. But yeah, this is song number 1. Let me know what you guys think.
Cowbell.
Cowbell.
Also coming out tonight, a special episode on To Be Seen, This Dungeon One-Off, and that is going to be with AJ Orsini, and you may remember him from the Amazing Wrestling podcast. I'm saying this while Julian is setting up
I'm ready.
the tune. Oh, okay, I'll stop.
So this is I Like It.
She know I love it when she throw back, go ra-ta-ta-ta-ta. Got it like that, I don't know how to act, though. When you throw that shit back, way back. Don't know if I'm twisted. She got me feeling Christian. See the holy water glistening, dripping from your lips, got the whole world listening. I like it, you like it. I like it, I like it, you like it. I like it, do you like it? I like it, you like it. I like it, I like, you like it. I like it, oh I like it, all night.
All right, so that's a little preview of the first song.
Get ready, ladies.
Like I said, just a very feel-good song. You know, I like it. She likes it. I like it. We like it.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
So if you don't know Spanish, you're not going to understand anything.
That's not true.
If the melody hits you,
You'll get it.
It's all the same thing, right? This one's called, the translation is rose-colored glasses. Gafas de color rosa.
Mira nena, no te quejes, no me metas en problemas. No tengo tiempo por dilemas. No es mi deber, quédate como un nena dando vueltas, dando vueltas. Quítate las gafas de color rosa. Quítate la ropa y vamos a Dios. Ropa. Quítate la gafa de color rosa. Es lo que sucede entre tú y yo. Quítate, quítate, mírame, mírame, mira, quítate, quítate. Vamos a Dios, vamos a Dios. Vamos a Dios, vamos a Dios. Viviendo en un mundo de rosas.
All right, that's it.
That was
can't,
dope.
Can't give you guys too much.
Yeah, I mean, you got to download his music, man.
You
Where are they
like
going to find you on Spotify just so we can get them to...
it? Julian Valencia.
Oh, that's very easy.
That's it.
Yeah, because Arbin, our good buddy Arbin, is a big fan of the show.
You demolished his name.
I did it again?
No, not this time.
Oh,
But the
like, 'cause,
first time-
he told me how to say it. So I'm like, oh,
The first time around, I was dying because
I
you
called-
tried so hard. You were like,
so
"How do you say this?" Okay, I got it. And then you were like, "Arden." I was like, "No."
so sorry. So sorry.
It's okay.
He says he told me don't feel bad about it because like one of his coworkers keeps calling him like Arby's.
"Oh, come on."
So
bro.
at least I got it.
That's not even close.
Not
That's not even
even
like you're making a
close.
mistake. You're just
Yeah.
trying to be funny now.
Exactly.
That's an interesting topic though about
Mispronunciation of Spanish names?
no, just
Oh.
names in general. You know,
Oh.
there's some people like I know some people who want to be called their name. No
Yeah.
nickname, no short, no lengthening, no different nothing. Just if you don't call me by my name, I'm considering that as disrespect.
Gotcha.
And then there's other people like me where, man, I'm called Jay, Juju, Julie, Juli, Julian, Julian, and like I don't really care.
Billy.
Okay.
No, but that's a good point because like if you ever go to my yearbook, my name is spelled wrong.
Wait, your last name or your
my
first?
last name.
But okay, what are
Yeah.
they like? Pambo,
Pambo.
Pambo.
And I
Pambo.
can't stand it. I'm like, wow, my name is so easy, but they screwed it up. I don't know how.
Pambo.
And people that were on the board, like putting the yearbook together, knew me since like grade school. So I'm like, how did you screw that up? Unbelievable.
Well, guys, to end this section, the last thing I wanted to mention is that after this podcast, I have Nicole Andrade coming in, and we are working on the last song of her EP. We are so excited because we did all of the production. We helped songwrite. We were very involved in this project with her. And this is just we're very proud of the work as well. So today she's coming up to wrap up some final edits on that last song, and there's going to be a lot of music dropping this month. So again, guys, if you guys are not following us, please, we have numerous amounts of channels. Disc Dungeon on IG especially. You can follow Julian Valencia. You can follow Made by Audios. You can follow tobeseen.com. You can follow Disc Dungeon. Either way, if you follow one of those accounts, please follow them all. But if you follow some of those accounts, you're gonna be up to date with the new music that's coming out.
And you're gonna be impressed because my man puts his heart and soul into this work. And every time I get a special treat when I hear the new beat. You like that?
Oh.
Yeah.
You're a poet.
And
you
I
don't
didn't
even
die.
know it.
I know it.
And you don't even know it, guys. This was behind the beat section. But as always, actually, probably one of our most sought after sessions on this episode is Tricks of the Keys.
Yeah,
I took it from you. I know
you did.
It's okay.
It's okay. Yeah.
It's okay.
We're
just one time.
We're co-host.
Because I just didn't want to hear tricks
Oh,
of the keys.
Well, he told me not to do that.
Okay,
anymore,
good.
So, yeah.
So what were you gonna do?
Tricks of the keys.
You're gonna say Tricks of the Keys?
Just Tricks of the keys.
What about Tautica?
No.
No?
I mean, we can hashtag Tautica. TOTK hashtag.
Guys, so by the way, hide your wife, hide your kids, because this Tricks of the Keys is gonna get a little hot.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So ZZ Top, another famous rock classic team band that I absolutely adore. You may know them for "She's Got Legs, She Knows How to Use Them," and that itself is the Tricks of the Keys. But I know them for "Cheap Sunglasses," which is another fun song. Yeah, not many people know that one as well, unless you're like a super ZZ Top fan. But there are a band composed of 3 people. Much like the Police. I don't know, maybe it's a magic number for me, but 2 of the guys have very long beards. One guy does not have a beard, and the guy that does not have a beard, his last name is Beard.
His last name is Beard.
Yes. Very fun band. I absolutely love them. They did some songs for Back to the Future, Back in Time, a couple other things. So that's who ZZ Top is, and their song Pearl Necklace.
Oh, that's so nice.
It's so nice. Yep. And pearl necklace is as you know, it's an ornament worn around the neck of. It's made of pearls, and it's a beautiful neck piece that women love to wear. But it's also, and the main meaning in this song is the sexual act of male ejaculation onto, but not onto a female always, usually on the upper chest or around the neck, thus resembling a white pearl.
So in other words,
necklace.
when I say to you, I want to give you a pearl necklace tonight.
Mm-hmm. Not to me. But yeah, that has 2 meanings. One is squishy, squee, or here you go. It's all in the motion.
It's all in the emotion.
Isn't it?
I mean, you can say, here you go, and it still be the metaphorical pearl necklace.
I suppose.
Maybe that's somebody's demeanor. Like they're very nasty, but then they're very.
I mean,
they're very like calm.
When engaging in coitus, I never actually had especially at the climax of it, I never had oh, here you go. It's never been ended like that.
Oh, take it.
It's always like, squee, blep, you know.
Why are we talking about this?
This is great.
This is great.
I really appreciate everybody coming into the Disc Dungeon today as we talk about pearl necklaces.
Guys, I'm Julian Valencia.
And I'm Joe Dove.
Have a great day.
Take care. Damn, that was a lot of fun.
That was a really good episode.
It was. We really rocked it. You know?
Yeah. And I think all of that we just said came out.